Yeah, welcome back. In previous session, we discussed regarding to the Fales principles of management. Now we are going to talk regarding to the Tyler's scientific management theory. It is under the classical theories. Already I told classification of eras: pre-scientific management era, classical era, neoclassical era, modern era. Under the classical era, we have the two theories. One is in Fales principles theory under the Tyler scientific management theory. So Field's 14 principles that we understood well. Now we talk regarding to the Tyler scientific management theory. Actually, F.W. Tyler, Frederick Wilson Tyler, he proposed a scientific management theory. He is called as that's why he is called as an father of scientific management. So, especially to say about the scientific management theory proposed by the F.W. Tyler, Tyler emphasized, noticed an aspect, the organizational inefficiency. I mean, the organizational production inefficiency. I mean, the organizational operational inefficiency is because that the organization things are doing as a rule of thumb, not as a not with the specialization. No, based on the estimation people are doing, based on the assumptions people are doing, they are not using any a scientific approach in for increasing the operational efficiency. This was there in the pre-scientific management era, but in the classical era, he taken that particular issue that that called operational inefficiency issue, and based on that, he proposed this theory that is a scientific management theory. To talk about the scientific management theory, let me have a glance of regarding to the Tyler. Actually, the Tyler is started. F.W. Tyler, he started as an apprentice mechanist in Philadelphia, USA, and he rose as a chief engineer at Melville Engineering Company. And he worked after that. After that he served for the Bethlehem Works, where experimented with the ideas made to contribute the management theory, for which he is also known. The Frederick Wilson Tyler, well known as a founder of the scientific management, and first he recognized and emphasized on the need of adapting scientific approach to the task of managing an enterprise. Scientific approach for which scientific approach to the task of managing an enterprise. To manage an enterprise where people depends on the rule of thumb, that is what estimation, assumptions. So F.W. Taylor denied that and said that organizations has to run with a scientific notation, a scientific way they are supposed to manage. For this, he tried to diagnose the causes for the low efficiency in the industry, and came to a conclusion that much of waste and inefficiency is due to lack of order and the system in the method of manage in the methods of management. So what F.W. Taylor has identified, the causes for the lower efficiency is it is because of that the industry is not concentrating. The industry is not concentrating on the order system, and and appropriate methods of management management methods are not adapting properly. I mean, a systematized method of management is not there, and a lot of wastages are happening, both in time, both in resources, both in work efficiency. No, there is a lot of lags in the industry, and he emphasized on how to use of these inefficient, how to resolve of these inefficiencies and use of the resources for effective operation, for improving the operational efficiency. He found that management was usually ignorant amount of the work, but they done only the worker has to do the best method of doing the job. Majority of the time, before the classical era, people used to calculate how many hours the individual worked in the company, but they are not considering that the amount of work they done in the specified time. Mean time time rate system was there, and whereas in majority of the time rate system, people are not using the time properly, and finally the operational efficiency was low. where a work-based system, I mean to say that is called instead of time rate system and work-based system was adapted. In the work-based system, how much work you done in that particular specified time will be considered, and based on that remuneration or that called compensation will be fixed. So F.W. Taylor observed that the people are the management people are ignorant. Majority of the time, they are ignorant amount of the work they done in that particular job. And as a result, the employees, I mean, the workers are deliberately shrinking their work. I mean, where an individual is able to produce of 1,000 units, but no one is not observing him, and no one is not alerting him that he is supposed to do the 10,000 unit of 1,000 unit of productivity. For that, where there is no control, no responsibility was there, and no specialization was there, no efficiency. He is not having that efficiency, so that he is producing 800 units and 700 units. So the reason he identified that the reason for this low productivity is that it is because of the management methods they are not adapting, innovative approaches they are not adapting. The employees are not performing their tasks in a scientific mode. This was identified and he proposed a theory. He proposed a concept that doing things in the organization in a scientific way, and he suggested that the responsibility of the management, they need to adapt a scientific approach in their work and make use of the scientific method for achieving their higher efficiency. For that, the F.W. Taylor, he proposed a scientific method of evaluation, a scientific method of to be adapted in the organization. First, they need to understand the scenario of the organization by certain techniques like observation technique, measurement technique, experimentation technique, and inference technique. So where the management is needed to observe the things in the organization. In this observation, people will make a clinical study that they will observe the things, how the things are happening in the organization. Means what is the standards we are having, what are the method of procedures we are having, and what is how individuals are performing their tasks, and how they are supposed to be performed. No, as like that, we need to observe the works of the individuals, and finally we need to describe the standard method. And not only that, the standardization is going to be done by using of the measurement. So we need to measure the works. No, here the quantification to be done into the work process. Previously, quantification was not there, and usually time rate, that is only time will be considered. Here, how much quantity of the production was done, and how much time he is taken, how much we are paying, how much profit we are getting, no, how much cost it is happening. So this measurement to be done in the measurement to be done on the second stage. And third stage, we need to experimentation to be done. For every task, we need to experiment in a scientific method. I mean, once the works are divided, initially we need to test a method, a scientific method in one area, and we need to experiment. And from the experiment, we need to derive the inferences. These inferences can be implemented in the entire organization. These inferences, the results of this experimentation will be identified and evaluated, and the same can be implemented into the entire organization. So finally, we can say F.W. Taylor scientific management theory emphasized that the organization must specify to the individual what he is supposed to do, how he is supposed to do. Simple way to understand this is, Taylor said that in an organization efficiency is lacking because the organizational members doesn't know how to do it, what to do in the organization, how to do that in a best and cheapest way. Means they don't know what to do and they don't know how to do. As in management, as in higher levels in the organization, the managers must direct the individuals by specifying what they are supposed to do, how to do that task in the best and cheapest way. For that, appropriate procedures, appropriate rules and regulations, appropriate programs to be developed. Through this, we need to enhance the operational efficiency. This is the outcome of the Tyler's scientific management theory. But Tyler proposed certain principles. The Tyler contribution can be understood by in the two way. One is the principles of scientific management, features of or elements of scientific management that must consist into the organization. These features, where an organization consists of, the organization will organizational operational efficiency. Sir, here operational efficiency is the lower level. Lower level people are, it's not talking at the middle level and higher level. It's talking about the lower level operational efficiency will be improved. For that, the organization has to maintain the some features. Feature like separation of planning and doing. In an organization, there must be separate people for planning. There are separate people for doing. What I mean to say that in an organization, planners are differ and doers are differ. It means one will plan and one will execute. If the same person is doing both jobs, then they try to shrink their work and wrongly project the plans. So that's why in an organization, there will be separate planning department, separate doing department. Planning department is responsible for providing the plans and requirements, and doing department is supposed to execute the things. They need to concentrate only on executing and doing the things. Planning department is responsible for planning and providing the things to the worker to perform the task. So that worker will concentrate on the work, and a planner will provide the required amenities or the required material, tools, or whatever requirements is needed for to do the task that can be provided by the planning department. So both will perform well and operational efficiency will rise. Second thing is second feature that he said that we need to have a functional foremanship. In an organization, when separate planning and separate doing department is there, for every work, we required a specialized people. Now, for that, he proposed that in an organization, we have a different people will be there, like route clerk, instruction card clerk, time cost clerk, shop and disciplinarian, gang boss, speed boss, repair boss, inspector. As like that, different sort of people will be there. Everyone is specialized in doing of their tasks. So functional foremanship is required. Specialization is required for the people to do the task. When the people are specialized in doing that, their operational level efficiency will rise. For example, you take an route clerk. His basic job is to give the proper instruction concern about the work. You take the time cost clerk. His responsibility is calculation of the time, their pay, and their proper return to the work to them. And the shop disciplinary responsibility is to deal with a branch of discipline and absenteeism. No, like so, everyone is expertised in one particular area where they are doing. So when they are expertised in doing that, their operational efficiency will rise. And another feature he said that called job analysis. When you see the job analysis, it is a job analysis. It is a systematic study of a particular job, saying that what is the objective of and a critical examination of all the factors governing the efficiency of the specified activity, and see that how to when we know that what is the specific activity and what is the objective of the particular job, then we can propose a certain methods, certain motions, or certain tools can be adapted for improving of the speed of the activity, and finally we can improve the work. For that, we need to study the work study. To make the job analysis, we need to study the work study. Work study consists of the 4 elements like method study, motion study, time study, and fatigue study. Under method study, And already I told you, Tyler emphasized that increasing the operational efficiency only because by specifying the person what he is supposed to do and what is the best way of doing that, the best and cheapest way of doing that, that to be specified by the manager itself. I mean to say that it's called boss itself, so that they will do the task in the same way. For that, method study proposed that what is the best method in doing of a particular job with the existing tools or the machinery which is available, and all the possible combination of operations will be studied and the best method should be selected. And motion study, how many number of movements that employee is taking in finishing of a particular task. Lesser movements will give higher physical strength, so we need to make that the employee is having the lesser movement. And the time study and work measurements also, both, I mean, the time study indicate that what is the work to be done in a specified time. No, proper time framing of operations to be done. I mean, standard times are fixed over here, and we study the motion study and method study. Based on that, work measurement will be done. So the standard time will be allowed for the person to do. And finally, when we fix the standard time, employee will perform, the worker will perform effectively in that particular specified time frame. And lastly, FACU study, that is called the employees while we are working, they need to have a certain sort of relaxation. So when they feel stress, when they feel more discomfort and more work burden, they may not perform the task. For that, we need to propose appropriate rest intervals, pauses in work, and so that their operational productivity will rise. So this is the feature. This feature will identify identify the job analysis, and this job analysis will be studied by using of the work study. So work study support for the make of the job analysis. Once we do the job analysis, we can provide required rest intervals, tools, time frame, and appropriate method, so that it automatically operational efficiency will rise. And another thing is called standardization. This is the word that which we have mostly in the standardization is standardization represent that what will be the exactly required to an employee to perform a task. For that, there are different standardization to be done in different aspects: tools, equipment, speed, condition of work, materials, machinery. In all aspects, standardization to be done. I mean, an employee is supposed to perform a task within 8 hours. In this speed, they need to continue. These tools to be utilized, these equipments to be utilized, and these material we need to use. This much wastage is supposed to be happen, not more than that. No, as like that, when we describe, then people will perform their tasks within the boundary, so that we can establish the continuity into the production. Standardization is possible. And we say that called financial incentives. This is very, and all the theories are insisting on this one. Appropriate financial incentives to be proposed to the employee. Employee exploitation not to be done. Already we discussed it in the entry file theory also. Here, proper rewarding system to be done. Previously, time rate system was there, but time rate system is giving the proper result. So work-based salary system. I mean, wages to be made based on the work, not on the time. This is proposed by the F.W. Taylor. The economy. Another feature is economy. In organization, all the things to be done in economically. It means equilibriumly. While we are doing the tasks, we need to consider the cost and as well as the revenue equally. So when we are having thing that is called economically, all the aspects, then we are able to do the things in the best and the cheapest manner, so that organizational profit and profitability will rise. And another thing is called mental revolution. This is very much important in the F.W. Taylor scientific management theory. So Taylor said that we need to change the employee attitude, not onto the employee job. We need to change the employee attitude, the way he perceiving the organization, the way he perceiving the organizational task is that change to be done, the mental revolution to be done in the minds of, in the behavior of the employee. And we need to make an employee be comfortable with the group. So here we need to adapt a policy that one for all for one. So as like that, and everyone is there for each other, so that a coordinated efforts will be done, and we are able to establish the appropriate organizational environment for improving the operational efficiency. Tyler has also proposed certain 5 principles in the organization. We need to follow these 5 principles while we are operating the business organization. One is in science, not rule of thumb. Don't depend on the estimation, assumptions, feelings, moods, or blah blah blah. It's not supposed to depend on the inaccurate methods. We need to depend upon to the depends on the science. No, a systematized understanding of the work, systematized understanding the systematized establishing the standards, and measuring the operational efficiency of the employee in a scientifically. Through that, we are able to increase the operational efficiency. Another thing is harmony to be established, not discard mode. Now, in organization, we need to develop a hormonal relation between all parties. Here, while we are having a division of work, our separation is there, planning and doing department, functional foremanship was there. It is not possible. It will be there in a hormonal relation to be established between the individuals. I mean, in the group, when an organization wants its improve in efficiency, all organizational group members need to work in a hormonal way. Then only it is possible to achieve the task. For that, we need to establish interdependency properly. There is a need of the cooperation, not individualism. That's what I'm telling you. When I say that called harmony, cooperation will be established and not individualism. We are not supposed to give the work for an individual. It is a group effort. When it is a group effort, the efficiency to be measured as like a group. So then the group adjustments can be done. It means in a group one, if you have a 5 members, 5 may not work well. When they're having the good hormonal relation, equally they try to contribute help to each other, and they try to achieve the target what they're having. And another important feature is that called maximizing the output, not in place of restricted output. Organization is not supposed to entertain the fluctuations into the supply. Actually, organization supply depends upon the organizational product demand into the market. When the demand is low, organizations will reduce their supply. They want to restrict their output. When they restrict their output, employee productivity also will be restricted. Means employee standards are restricted. Standard output will be restricted. So then automatically employee will concise or will be stick to that particular lower productivity. So that's why what we need to do, we need to have a maximum output, or for that we need to have a flexibility into the employee role. So one way where we are having less work, we need to employee should be ready to move to the other work. So the job rotation system to be established into the organizations. Through this, we are able to increase the operational efficiency. Another important element is development of workers. An organization can develop when individuals develop. When individuals develop, organization develop. So there is a need of a continuous improvement into the organization, individual workers' performance that makes the organization more productive. And when they are developed, they are trained properly to do the things in the best way, then they can produce more, and finally the organizational operational efficiency will rise. So these are the basic principles proposed by the F.W. Tyler in enhancing the operational performance. This is in one fundamental theory which was highly impactful into the classical era. Thank you. We will see the next neoclassical theories. Thank you.